Denise Johnson from Right Way Conveyors in Lester Prairie, Minnesota.
You're on.
Um, had a God thing. The last 10 years since my father passed away with the business have been numerous God things that have happened. But one that really just hit me hard was we were driving back from Canada fishing on vacation, and my HR manager emailed me or texted me and asked me if I had seen Tim's email, and I said no. So of course I went to my emails and looked, and Tim, who had been an employee for 5 years, had given his termination of employment with absolutely no notice. And he was one of my more long-term employees, and I completely panicked. And I just kept saying to my husband, what are we going to do? What am I going to do? We have too many new employees. And I stopped and I started praying, and all of a sudden I just heard this, Cheryl Morton. Cheryl has 30 years of experience in the conveyor business. She's owned a conveyor company. And I started laughing because I'm like, there's absolutely no way. She lives in Nashville, Tennessee. She would never come work for me. But my hands didn't stop. I texted her and said, would you ever consider coming to work for Right Way? And she texted me back immediately and said, yes, let's talk. And I was just like, all of a sudden I just felt a complete peace come over me. I kind of left it alone for about a month, and she texted me back and said, are we going to get together? And I'm like, okay, this is it. And she came and interviewed. And we went out for dinner, and she said, Denise, your text came at an exact moment that God, I was closing down a business, and God was definitely a part of all of this. And you and I belong together according to God's will. And so it was neat to see, because I really didn't know she was a Christian lady. And so it was neat to see that she has just as much faith in the Lord, our Savior, as I do. And so it just came together perfect. And I think with her help, and we both think alike and everything, that it was just part of God's plan, that the business she was working at was shutting its doors, and everything came together perfectly. And I'm just excited to see where this takes us. And yeah.
So God orchestrated putting the two of you together, putting her name in your head at that particular moment, and receiving it at that particular moment, right?
Yes, and I would have, I would have never, ever thought to think of asking her to come work here at Right Way, or that she'd even consider it living in Nashville, Tennessee, or God put that exact. It was just like I looked at Bruce and I said, Cheryl Morton, and he goes, what? And I'm like, Cheryl Morton. And he said, really? And I said, yep. And so, like I said, it just, all of a sudden I was texting her, and, here we are up in Canada. And she responded immediately. And I just felt like I said, I was panicking, and I just felt a complete peace come over me.
Yeah. Great story.